Today's top stories include Jorge Martin discussing his return to practice in Qatar and speculation that Marc Marquez is expected to be further behind Pecco and Alex at the Qatar MotoGP. Let's dive into these updates, share our thoughts, and watch until the end. After a challenging start to the 2024 season, reigning MotoGP champion Jorge Martin has returned to the track in Qatar, making a highly anticipated comeback following a significant injury that sidelined him during the early part of the year. His return to competition, which marked his official debut on the Aprilia RS-GP, has been met with a wave of cautious optimism. Although he finished the day in 20th place, over a second and a half behind the fastest time, Martin completed 34 laps and displayed encouraging signs that suggest he is well on his way to regaining full form. And Martin's road to recovery has been far from straightforward. His injury woes began with a crash just 13 laps into the first day of pre-season testing in Malaysia. These difficulties were compounded by a further setback during practice for the Thailand Grand Prix, stalling any consistent momentum he hoped to build with Aprilia. Despite these hurdles, the Qatar Grand Prix weekend offered Martin his first real opportunity to test himself under competitive conditions, and the early results appear promising, especially given the circumstances. Fitness remains a work in progress for the Spanish rider. His left wrist injury, coupled with lingering pain in his ribs, continues to limit his full potential. Physical strain was particularly evident on the right side of his body, which he relied on more heavily to compensate for his injuries. Muscle fatigue, particularly in the arms, was a challenge throughout the day, and managing that discomfort remains a critical part of his return strategy. Nonetheless, improvements in stamina and movement were apparent as the day progressed. He struggled to complete 2 consecutive laps in the morning session, but managed 4 to 5 laps in the evening session, signaling a positive trajectory in his physical recovery. Equally important was Martin's ability to begin communicating effectively with the Aprilia team. As the day went on, he gradually reconnected with the feel of the RS-GP, allowing him to offer early feedback and help steer the development of the bike. This initial exchange of technical insights is vital for both the team and the rider, particularly as Martin adjusts to the nuances of a new machine and team dynamic. Despite limited time in the saddle, his immediate response to the bike and confidence in his riding technique suggested that his instincts and style remain intact. Jorge Martin's resilience is not only a testament to his mental fortitude, but also a reminder of the physical toll MotoGP exacts from its athletes. While the road back to full competitiveness will require patience, consistency, and continued rehab, the early signs point to a promising comeback. He's not yet at peak performance, but he has demonstrated the grit and determination that defines champions. Will he be able to mount a serious defense of his title, or will his focus shift toward recovery and development? Let us know your take as the MotoGP drama unfolds. Marc Marquez made a promising start to the Qatar Grand Prix weekend, finishing third in Friday's practice sessions at the Lusail International Circuit, an achievement that carries added weight given the track's reputation as one of his most challenging. Traditionally, Lusail's sweeping corners and flowing layout do not complement Marquez's trademark aggressive riding style, which thrives on late braking and decisive corner entry. Yet despite those obstacles, and coming off a crash in Austin that handed the championship momentum to his younger brother Alex Marquez, Marc's performance signaled resilience and growing adaptation to the Ducati package. Marquez ended the day just 0.167 seconds adrift of surprise leader Franco Morbidelli, while his Ducati Lenovo teammate and Circuit of the Americas winner Francesco Bagnaia slotted in between the two. The top 5 featured an all-Ducati lineup, with Alex Marquez also in strong form, showcasing the Italian manufacturer's dominance on the opening day in Qatar. Notably, Marc's pace was consistent even on used tyres, a positive indicator of his potential race pace, suggesting that strategic changes in his riding style are paying dividends. Rather than relying on his usual hard-braking tactics, he has begun modifying his approach to better suit Lusail's demands. The significance of Friday's result also lies in the mental momentum it provides for Marquez, particularly after his crash in Austin ended a string of strong performances. While the Qatari track remains one of his least favorable, his ability to finish so close to the top signals a potential turning point. not only in his comfort with the Ducati, but also in his broader adaptation strategy. With the sprint race and Sunday's Grand Prix still ahead, all eyes are now on whether Marquez can convert this solid foundation into another front-row start during Saturday's qualifying and, perhaps more importantly, a return to top form in race conditions. The evolving track conditions in Qatar add an extra layer of unpredictability, with the final practice and qualifying sessions scheduled under the daytime sun and the sprint race set to unfold under the artificial glow of Lusail's floodlights. Tyre performance and grip levels are expected to shift dramatically. This variability will test not just outright speed but also adaptability, an area where Marc Marquez is showing renewed strength in his Ducati tenure. With only 1 point separating the Marquez brothers heading into the sprint and Bagnaia just 11 points behind, the stakes are escalating quickly as the season intensifies. As the MotoGP paddock braces for another dramatic showdown under the desert lights, fans are left to wonder, can Marc Marquez defy history and conquer a track that has long eluded him? Will Alex Marquez maintain his slim lead in the championship standings, or will Bagnaia mount another late surge? The only certainty is that the battles on track are matched only by the evolving storylines off it. So buckle in, choose your favorite, and get ready to witness another chapter in one of MotoGP's most compelling seasons yet. While Marc Marquez's resurgence at a circuit that traditionally works against him is undoubtedly impressive, it also underscores just how far he has come in his adaptation to the Ducati. His willingness to adjust his aggressive instincts, something that defined his years at Honda, reflects a new, more strategic Marquez. One who understands that pure talent must now be paired with technical flexibility. The fact that he could match the pace of specialists like Bagnaia and Morbidelli, even while riding alone and on used tyres, speaks volumes about his evolving maturity as a rider. This performance may not have brought him a victory just yet, but it sent a clear message to the paddock. Marquez is not just a contender, he's a serious title threat in 2025. If he continues to blend his legendary racecraft with an ability to adapt to difficult circuits, the rest of the grid will need to respond quickly. Lusail might have been one of his weakest links, but if he can conquer it or even come close, it could mark the beginning of a much bigger story in his Ducati journey. Hey MotoGP fans, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with all the latest action.